I'm Robert from Capri. Welcome to Adirondack Television.
Drove up here to Lake George for the fun, the food, then the activities.
Hi, I'm Debbie.
I'm John.
I'm Diana.
Welcome to Adirondack Television.
Been coming up here since '84, and we like it better each year.
I'd rather spend my summers up here than in the city. It's nice up here. I'm out of the city. People are nice.
Hi, I'm Tony at Gino and Tony's Pizzeria. Welcome to Adirondack Television.
Welcome to Adirondack Television, your visual guide to vacationing in Lake George and the surrounding areas. In the next half-an-hour show, you will see and experience what the majestic Adirondack Mountains have to offer. Whatever your resolve for your summer vacation, you will find it here. Activity or serenity, or a combination of the two, can be blended to make your stay legendary. The backdrop here and throughout the region is the natural Adirondack beauty, unmatched for splendor and majesty.
In Lake George, the lake is everywhere, its presence both comforting and sobering. There is a kinship here with the lake that binds residents and visitors alike. Lake George is rich in scenery and history.
This is Mayor Blaze, and I'm standing here in Shepherd Park, which is located in the middle of our tourist resort region. And behind me, as you can see, are the beautiful Lake George steamboats and the mountains. And of course, the focal point of your visit here, our beautiful lake, called the Queen of America's Lakes, and certainly one of the most pristine and beautiful in the world. I think that the Lake George region, above any more regions in this part of the country, has much to offer for people of all ages. I think you'll find in our amusement parks and miniature golf courses and family attractions that there's something that people of all ages will enjoy. You should visit the entire region. Take a side trip to Bolton Landing and Warrensburg and down to the outlet stores in Queensbury. And then have some fun and excitement visiting the streets of the village of Lake George. This area is steeped in history and tradition, but most of all, this area is for you. No other area in this part of the country presents such a wide variety of things for you and your family to enjoy. Please enjoy yourself while you're here, and please come back and visit us any of the 4 seasons, and you'll find a very warm and hospitable welcome. Thank you.
Lake George, the Queen of American Lakes, is 32 miles of pure awesome beauty. It is as wide as 3 miles with 109 miles of shoreline and up to 175 feet deep. There are 300 islands scattered throughout the lake, and the average water temperature is a perfect 65 to 70 degrees during the summer months.
There are many wonderful ways to experience the breathtaking beauty of Lake George. One of the best ways is to actually be on the lake itself. The Lake George Steamboat Company, founded in 1817, offers 3 vessels that cruise daily. The boats are docked at the Steel Pier on Beach Road in Lake George Village. Join us as we cruise on the Lac du Saint-Sacrement, the newest addition to the Steamboat Company.
awesome spa. And what I like most about Lake George is going on these boats.
I'm Captain Lee Tabor of the Lake George Steamboat Company. I'm captain of the Lac du Saint Sacrament, and have been on it since it was launched 6 years ago. Well, actually, you couldn't ask for a better job because it's so nice and quiet and serene out here.
My name is Ray Mound. I'm pilot on the St. Sacrament. I've worked for the Lake George Steamboat Company since 1977. Well, Lake George, I like the scenery, you know, the mountains. You got the fall foliage, the different colors. You got the islands, the fresh air.
It's pretty interesting out here. Nice job.
Another unique perspective of capturing the beauty of our area is to travel to the top of Prospect Mountain. The entrance for driving up is located on Route 9 across from the Lake George Chamber of Commerce. Enjoy a beautiful 5.5-mile drive to the 2,030-foot summit. While on the summit, take in a 100-mile panorama view. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also hike to the top of Prospect Mountain on a self-guided nature trail. Lake George Village offers something for everyone with a diverse selection of restaurants, shops, and attractions.
Hi, I'm Tony of Gino and Tony's Pizzeria in Lake George. I'd like to invite you to come by and enjoy some of the most delicious food you'll find here in the village.
We'll serve you the freshest, fastest food with the utmost confidence in our product's quality. Choose anything from a plate of pasta to a hearty, freshly prepared sub or hero. Or try our homemade stromboli, calzones, or assortment of finger foods. And of course, you can't miss with our delicious homemade and handmade pizza by the slice or by the whole pie. Our selection of slices is sure to satisfy any pizza lover's craving. Or you can order a whole pie prepared with anything and any way you like. Quench your thirst with an ice-cold draft or a glass of wine. And we also offer espresso, cappuccino, and delicious variety of desserts. Our atmosphere is clean and cool, and our service is fast and friendly. We deliver free of charge, so call us at 668-3700.
To experience real traditional home-style cooking, you won't have to look any further than Gino and Tony's Pizzeria. Open late nights, 7 days a week. Located on the corner of Canada and Montcalm Street next to La Roma Restaurant in the heart of Lake George Village. When you enter the 21st century Magic Castle, you'll experience a new form of entertainment. This year there are 2 new exciting rides in Magic Castle. Spin on the space ball, an unforgettable experience.
It was excellent. I enjoyed the ride.
Again, if anybody wants to go on it, go ahead.
Definitely go on this. It's incredible.
It was really cool, and my eyes were like, And when I went upside down, I was like,
Be a part of the high-speed adventure on the first and only motion theater in our area. Be sure to visit our temperature-controlled, spacious indoor golf course. The 21st Century Magic Castle, located across from the Shepherd Park Bandstand, 275 Canada Street, Lake George Village. Experience it for yourself. For the best and most authentic fresh-cooked Chinese food, come to the Rickshaw Restaurant, the oldest Chinese restaurant in Warren County. Experience a beautiful and air-conditioned atmosphere combined with excellent service. Your chef, Sikwaa Lee, has learned and perfected the art of Chinese cooking for 35 years, directly from China. Rickshaw's quality fresh food is spiced to your taste, from our famous deluxe flaming poo-poo platter to our sizzling war bar served tableside, or try many of our other delicious combination platters and entrees. Also enjoy before or after dinner exotic Oriental drinks in our lounge. We also deliver with our Oriental Express. Just call 668-5889. The Rickshaw Restaurant, authentic Chinese and American cuisine for over 27 years, serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week, located on Canada Street just before the entrance of Lake George Village.
Lake George is the host of many conventions, including the Americade, a motorcycle rally that drew a record 36,000 enthusiasts this past June.
Hi, I'm Bob from Long Island, New York. Come up here for the Americade. I've been coming here since 1992. I come up here because I love bikes. I just got a Harley Sportster last summer. I love upstate. Upstate's nice. Get the demo bikes from the companies here. See all different kinds of motorcycles. Hang out with your friends.
I come down here because I like to see the bikes, and very nice people in Lake George. They treat us very well.
Hello, my name is Janet Thomasman. I'm from Albany, New York, and this is my 10th year here at Americade. And through the years, I've met a lot of friends up here, and the merchants are very nice, and we enjoy coming up here every year because, for one, it's not really far away, so if anything happens, we can hurry home. And I want to thank everybody in Lake George because they show us a very good time. Thank you.
Lake George also welcomed the Hudson Valley Volunteer Firemen's Convention.
Okay, I'm George Kelly. I'm from Monticello, New York. I came up for the Hudson Valley Convention, and we're here enjoying the gorgeous weather up in Lake George.
Okay, my name's John Blau. I'm from Philmont Fire Company. We're here with our company as well as Mellonville, our neighboring company, to march here in the Hudson Valley Convention. Just come up for the enjoyment. Nice weekend.
While staying in Lake George Village in July and August, don't miss out on our free concerts every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. at the Shepherd Park Bandstand. And also, as a service to our Canadian visitors this year, Lake George businesses displaying this logo in their establishments accepts Canadian money at a 15% exchange rate. Are you craving for that New York City-style pizza? Then come to the oldest pizzeria in Lake George Village, Capri Pizzeria and Restaurant. Enjoy homemade calzones, strombolis, pasta dishes, hot and cold subs, and our award-winning gourmet and traditional pizzas. Offering the largest selection of pizza made only with the finest ingredients. Enjoy regular, Sicilian, or a variety of stuffed pizzas by the pie or slice. Capri is the winner of the Best Pizza in Lake George and the People's Choice Award for the Best Pizza in the North Country. We deliver to your home or motel room within a 7-mile radius from 12 noon to 2 a.m. Call us at 668-5027. 25 years of quality homemade Italian cooking. Capri Pizzeria and Restaurant, 221 Canada Street, Lake George, New York.
Lake George Village comes alive in the evening with its many area night spots.
Come to the #1 party place in Lake George Village. Come to Zachary's Nightclub. Enjoy the best of both worlds. Non-stop dancing inside on our large dance floor every night, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. with DJ Nick at Night. Or relax under the stars of a beautiful summer night on the lake's largest outdoor party deck. Also enjoy delicious food at Zach's Cafe every weekend, or great live entertainment on the deck Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Don't forget, Wednesday and Thursday night, it's Ladies' Night. Ladies drink free from 9 p.m. to close. Every night it's happy hour, 4 to 7 p.m., and open bar, 7 and 9 p.m., with fantastic drink specials. Zachary's Nightclub, located on the corner of Canada and Mohegan Street, Lake George Village. Zachary's, where Lake George parties. Experience the most unique night spot in Lake George Village. Elmo's, a 19th century vaudeville theater transformed into Lake George's live music headquarters. A variety of live music every single night, from reggae and jazz to blues and rock. Enjoy many of our great drink specials every night from any of our 3 bars. In the past, Elmo's has hosted classic entertainers such as Kansas, Bo Diddley, Edgar Winter, Mountain with Leslie West, and progressive rock favorites such as the Posies, Dillian Fence, Hypno Love Wheel, and the Sides. Play pool, foosball, and video games all night to the sound of live music. The funnest place in the world, Elmo's, open 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week, in the center of Lake George Village, Canada Street. Friends meet at DJ's Outdoor Cafe and Nightclub. Non-stop hot dance music on our large dance floor with 2 MTV DJs, JB and Mikey C. 8 TV monitors simultaneously cranking out your favorite sports channels. Plus a game room featuring billiards, basketball, pinball, and videos. Tom Jordan Live, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Deck Bar. Every night there's great drink specials and great food, including Subway sandwiches and hamburgers. Enjoy 3 cocktail bars and a private bar. Great service, great staff. DJ's Outdoor Cafe and Nightclub, open 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Located across from Fort Wayne Henry in Lake George Village.
This is the Lake George of the 90s that we know and enjoy today. Now let's take a look at the history that took place here over 200 years ago that in many ways shaped our country.
Hello, I'm Joe Zarzinski of Bateau Below Incorporated. I'm the executive director of this not-for-profit educational corporation whose main focus is on underwater shipwreck sites in Lake George, but I also have a great interest in colonial sites of Lake George.
Hello, I'm Charles Vandry. I'm the Historic Preservation Officer for the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation.
1995 marks the 240th anniversary of the Battle of Lake George, which took place on September 8, 1755. It's a battle that took place on that date in terms of 3 battles. One being the Battle of Bloody Morning Scout, the second being a battle that took place not too far away from here, and the third part of that battle of the day was the Battle of Bloody Pond. You see Sir William Johnson, who was the head of the provincial troops, and on the left, King Hendrick, a 75-year-old Mohawk chief. King Hendrick was killed at the Battle of Bloody Morning Scout, and William Johnson won military honors when they had a great victory here in which the British and provincials defeated the French forces.
Behind me is one of the bastions of Fort George. Fort George was construction of Fort George was begun by the British in 1758 after the loss of Fort William Henry in 1757. The British felt that they needed a substantial military post in the Lake George area to replace William Henry because the French had substantial forces at Fort Ticonderoga, which they called Carillon. Construction was started in 1758, but the fort was never finished. And Fort George would have been a typical 18th century star pattern fort with 4 corner bastions, curtain walls, bomb-proofs, cannon mounted on the walls, a formidable defensive structure. The fort was never completed because the British were successful in 1759 in capturing Fort Ticonderoga, and a post at Lake George was no longer necessary.
This is our Lake George Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers. Beneath this memorial monument rests the remains of 4 colonial soldiers that were killed in the Battle of Bloody Morning Scout on September 8, 1755. Bloody Morning Scout battle took place just about 2 or 3 miles away from here. In 1931, a road crew was doing some work on Route 9 and uncovered some bones. Those bones were investigated and determined to come from Caucasians believed to be from Bloody Morning Scout. 4 years later, in 1935, these unknown heroic soldiers were buried here. This is probably the least known, in many respects, of the monuments up here, but to many people like myself, it's our favorite. And I guess Lake George is pretty fortunate to have its own Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers.
Today, as we walk through this beautiful forest that's the Lake George Battlefield Park, it's hard to imagine that in 1758, 1759, this entire area would have been completely cleared of trees to give the soldiers that were occupying Fort George clear fields of fire for their cannon and for their muskets, and so that they could see watercraft that were on Lake George.
In 1921, the Pratt family donated this monument, and it's a monument to balance off how one perceives the Native American community at Lake George. Lake George, very famous for the 1757 massacre at Fort William Henry, with the Native Americans supposedly massacring many provincials. Well, to counterbalance that, the family here decided to show the Indian in a very noble and majestic manner. And at one time, many years back, there was a pool, a fountain, and so forth, and hopefully one day we'll be able to see the Native American here restored back to the dignity that once was. The statue in the background is of Father Isaac Jogues, who was a Jesuit missionary from France. In the 1640s, he came down through the Champlain corridor into Lake George. On his first expedition in 1642, he was captured by Iroquois, tortured, but eventually was released and then returned back to France. If things weren't tough enough for him when he was being tortured, on his way back, he was shipwrecked off the English coast. He returned back to Canada in the mid-1640s, and in 1646 he came down once again through this area. And he is the man who we have to give credit to giving the original name to Lake George. He called it the Lac du Saint-Sacrement, and in 1655 it was renamed Lake George by William Johnson. All right, visitors to Lake George are especially fortunate, especially those who like to dive. Lake George has the only shipwreck park in New York State. It's administered by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Now, in Lake George are 3 sites part of this park, and it's called the New York State Submerged Heritage Preserves. 2 of the sites relate to the French and Indian War, and 1 site relates to a shipwreck that dates to 1906. So for any of those visitors to Lake George who are scuba divers, they can go to various places around Lake George, such as Lake George Historical Association, and pick up brochures about this. Then they can visit these historic shipwrecks and literally dive into the depths of history.
Your vacation would not be complete without visiting many other beautiful and historically rich areas around Lake George. Bolton Landing is a quaint town located just 10 miles north of Lake George Village. It's the location of the famous Sagamore Hotel and many marinas on one of the most beautiful parts of the lake.
Want to buy, rent, or lease a boat? Come up to Chick's Marina in Bolton Landing. We have a huge inventory of Bajas, Larsons, Boston Whalers, all powered by reliable Merc cruisers.
And I'm Keith Scott, chef of the House of Scots, 1/2 mile north of Chick's. I pride myself in the careful preparation of delicious soups, entrees, and sinful desserts, complemented by a variety of wines and liqueurs.
So when you've got the finest boats in the North Country,
and the most delectable dishes,
then all you need is nice people. Come on up to Bolton Landing.
Another small and very scenic town is Pottersville, located approximately 25 minutes north of Lake George, off of exit 26 of Interstate 87. Pottersville is the home of Stone Bridge and Caves. As you travel on Route 9 toward the majestic waterfalls and caves, stop at Sculptures by Frank. Come visit Sculptures by Frank. Frank is the leading wood sculptor in the North Country. This popular and unique form of art is now found displayed in homes and businesses throughout the area. Watch behind the protective screen as Frank creates sculptures from logs. Wildlife, the true nature of the Adirondacks, is captured in every one of Frank's sculptures. His talents also reaches to the fine arts, abstract, and full-figured work. Frank Jr. is your photographer for your own personal photo with Yogi Bear. There is a large selection to choose from, so there is guaranteed to be a sculpture designed for your own personal taste. Sculptures by Frank, off of exit 26 on Route 9, Pottersville, New York, across from the Family Deli. 1-800-45-ARTS-1. Warrensburg, home of the world's largest garage sale, is located approximately 6 miles north of Lake George. Overlooking the Scroon River is the historically preserved Gristmill Museum and Restaurant. Experience fine dining at its best as you are surrounded by the historic past of the mill. River Street became the industrial park for mills. The Shirt Factory, Emerson Sawmill, and the Grist Mill were the anchors for Warrensburg's future.
I worked in the mill here. You come in the morning, and when it was cold, you had to go out and chop the water wheel out, chop the ice out around the water wheel.
Today, the Grist Mill is a restaurant featuring American heritage cooking and a museum of American mill history.
Hi, my name is Shane Newell. I'm the owner of the Grist Mill. The Grist Mill is one of the area's most historic buildings, established in 1824. We've combined an authentic museum atmosphere with our dedication to fine dining. This year, we celebrate our 10th anniversary of that commitment. Please join us for award-winning dining at this historic landmark overlooking the Scroon River.
Glens Falls, the location of Aviation Mall, is just 7 miles south of Lake George Village, off of exit 19 of Interstate 87. While in Glens Falls, venture with the whole family to Batters Up for non-stop games and attractions all under one roof. Batters Up, the complete indoor family amusement center. Play 18 holes of realistic fun in our golf simulators. Enter the largest laser arena, Laser Star. Plus enjoy batting cages, miniature golf course, bank shot basketball, complete arcade, and Kiddieland. Ask about group rates, birthday party packages, and our new season passes. Batters Up, fun for the whole family. Located on Quaker Road, Queensbury, New York. Nestled in the heart of Glens Falls on Glen Street is the Chapman Historical Museum.
My name is Lori Fisher. I'm the Curator of Collections at the Chapman Historical Museum. The museum was formed in 1965 as a gift from Juliet Goodman Chapman. The museum actually consists of collections numbering over 40,000 objects, plus a historic house. The house was built in 1841, and in 1860, Zophyr Isaac DeLong purchased the home. The rooms in the DeLong house have been restored to 2 different time periods of the DeLong family residency. The different rooms that we have are the parlor, the front hall, and one of the upstairs bedrooms are furnished in the 1865 to 70 period. The library, the dining room, and another one of the upstairs bedrooms are furnished in the 1910 period. We have, besides the historic house, we have temporary exhibition galleries, and we also have a gallery dedicated to Seneca Ray Stoddard, who was a very important photographer in the late 19th century. He photographed the Adirondacks quite extensively and helped in the formation of Adirondack Park in the 1890s. Our current exhibit is on Norman Rockwell, a Saturday Evening Post cover retrospective. Norman Rockwell was quite an amazing American artist. He captured many different moments of everyday American life, quite unlike many other artists of the time. He published his first post cover in 1916 and his last post cover in 1963. He shows not only small town life through these covers, but he also shows many of the national trends and fads that occurred during the time period and how Americans changed. So I think it's a very exciting exhibit because we can sort of look back and see ourselves, especially since he's not focusing on the rich, he's not focusing on the poor, he's focusing on just everyday Americans.
We hope you've enjoyed Adirondack Television. Discover the secret of how gorgeous our lake is any of our 4 seasons. Capture the fall foliage, Adirondack Balloon Festival, and Lakeside Festival this autumn, and take part in our Winter Carnival this February.
For more information, call the Lake George Chamber of Commerce at 668-5755.
From all of us at Adirondack Television, have a fun, safe, and memorable stay.